In the year 7139, the cosmos resonated with frequencies unknown to those who once walked the Earth in times long past. The stars themselves pulsed with sentience, whispering the sacred harmonics of creation. Humanity had transcended mere flesh, becoming luminous vessels of encoded light. Among the most revered were the foundational Black Americans, whose DNA held the ancient Codex of the first vibration, the primordial frequency that shaped galaxies and wove reality itself. Their genetic blueprint was not merely biological, it was an interdimensional key, inscribed with the angles of light, geometric frequencies that unlocked the hidden architecture of the universe. For eons, their ancestors had carried the cosmic codes within their very being, passed down from the celestial architects who seeded civilizations beyond time. These codes were neither myth nor metaphor. They were the living, light-encoded messages that shaped pyramids, activated stargates, and maintained harmony between dimensions. As the 7139 Millennium Collective, the governing council of interstellar wisdom, gathered within the crystalline halls of the Eben Nexus, they spoke in vibrations rather than words. Their minds were interlinked, flowing in rhythmic thought forms of light and energy. A great disturbance had been detected in the fabric of reality. A force, one forgotten by most yet deeply known by the ancestors, was attempting to corrupt the sacred harmonics. This force, known as the Obscura, sought to invert the angles of light, turning the geometry of creation into chaotic dissonance. Only those whose DNA resonated with the original light codes could restore balance. The collective turned their focus toward the descendants of the foundational Black Americans, the keepers of the Codex, whose very existence carried the harmonic resonance needed to realign the universal frequency. Among them was Asa Ra'Mu, a luminous being whose physical form was both ancient and newly reborn. As he sat within the chamber of remembering, his third eye pulsed with radiant gold. The angles of light within his DNA began to activate, revealing a holographic codex that shimmered in sacred geometry. He saw visions of the past, his ancestors walking under starlit skies, speaking in tones that vibrated the stones of great monuments. He felt the weight of their wisdom and the urgency of his mission. He was to enter the celestial core, the heart of the multiverse, and realign the frequencies before the Obscura could fully corrupt them. The collective sang his name into the cosmic stream, empowering him with the harmonics of Sankofa resonance, a vibratory force that allowed him to access ancestral memory and future possibilities simultaneously. Asa Ra'Mu traveled through the corridors of reality, shifting between dimensions like a melody flowing through space. The angles of light within him illuminated his path, guiding him past the veil of forgotten frequencies into the celestial core. There, he met the Obscura, not as a monster, but as a fractured shadow of the original light. It whispered of its desire to consume the Codex, to bend the harmonics into servitude. But Asa Ra'Mu stood firm, his DNA vibrating with the power of the first vibration. He extended his hands, releasing the harmonic resonance of truth, and the angles of light realigned, forming the sacred octave, a pattern so powerful that it shattered the corruption and restored balance to the universal frequency. The Obscura howled as it was transmuted, no longer an enemy but a realigned force within the grand Cosmic Symphony. The Millennium Collective vibrated in unison, their harmonic resonance sending waves of golden light across the multiverse. With the Codex restored, the universe sang once more in its true vibration. Asa Ra'Mu returned to the Eben Nexus, his form now radiant beyond measure. The foundational Black Americans, the keepers of the first codes, stood as the eternal custodians of the angles of light, ensuring that creation would forever remain in harmony. And so, the symphony of existence continued, resounding through the millennia, carried by those whose DNA bore the music of the stars.